Backstage, I was looking forward to this week because Branch is a friend of mine, and I told him going in, man, I want to see you win this show. I believe this is your show. I want to see you win it. In a perfect world, it would be me in second, raising your hand in victory at the end of the night. But I was happy as hell to see him win. Backstage, I got to meet Dennis Wolf a week prior, made friends. Same thing with Dexter. Branch is already a friend of mine. Victor's a friend of mine. So backstage, it was really positive, and I don't, on stage it was good because it was intense and everyone was hitting their poses hard, and everybody wanted it. Everyone gave it their all, but it was all good. It was all, let's go out there, let's do this. Man, that Arnold that's a big stage to stand on. It's a serious feeling, knowing that. I mean, it's a production, and when you're backstage at night and you're waiting to go out, and you see the lights and you hear the crowd, and just the whole scale of the production, you're like, wow, this is no joke. But I kind of just try to go to a place mentally and say, all right, I'm up in the posing room at the gym, and I'm going through my stuff just like I'm going through it there, and kind of not psych myself out because I think that's easy to have happen. It could certainly be overwhelming knowing that you're on stage, second only to the Olympia, one of the biggest contests in the world amongst the greatest professional bodybuilders in the world. So I try and just say, what, this is just me. This is what I trained for. This is just me. This is just another day in the posing room at the gym. I'm going to give my body, I have a couple months to, regroup and get some things done and see where my body's at. And if I feel that I can go into the Olympia, right now where I'm looking at, I say, all right, I think I can catch a rebound. I can stay lean. I've gained some experience, from these past 2 shows back to back, what to do, what not to do. And it's certainly given me some confidence. So I think the Olympia, it could be a good idea, but we're gonna say, just the way same way I handle my diet or my training, it's gonna have to be day to day, and wait to make that call. You don't understand. I have nightmares. I have bad dreams. I wake up and I'm on stage. In my dream I'm on stage, and I'm fat, right, and I'm pale. I said, oh my God, I forgot to diet. How could I forgot to diet? Why didn't I diet? I'm on stage. So, I've always wanted to make sure I'm as conditioned as I can be. At this level, sometimes I think I push it a little bit too hard, in the name of conditioning, and kind of lose. I got to stay a little bit bigger. I've eaten, this year I competed 10 pounds heavier than I had at my last showing. I'm learning. And based on this, I think, if I do decide to do the Olympia this year, I'll be able to handle the preparation even better. I mean, as far as, the guys that beat me, I mean, they're all champions. To be beaten by Branch Warren, who's taken second at the Olympia, third at the Olympia, runner-up at the Arnold how many times, won the most muscular award at the Arnold, and on top of it, someone who's my friend. But I certainly don't feel bad losing to him, and seeing him backstage. I mean, the dude's got some serious muscle. He's conditioned. He looked like a beast. Dennis Wolf, the guy's huge. He certainly made improvements since the flex, so I could see how he was able to pull ahead. Victor, same thing. Runner-up at the Olympia, Arnold Classic champion. I mean, he's got a physique to die for. I don't have any qualms about those guys placing ahead of me. I was proud to be on that stage and to place behind those guys. Stage is a stage, more or less. I mean, with the exception of what you got going on in the background. But you're at the Arnold. I mean, you can hear the crowd. Yeah, you feel it. And I've sat in the audience. I've sat in the audience, so I know what it's like to look up at that stage, and that's the difference. Maybe if I'd never attended the show, maybe it would be like, all right, it's just another competition, it's just another stage. But even then, you're backstage and you see the production of the event, the video, the TV cameras, the way it's being expedited, the way it's being run, and you can't help but know you're at someplace serious.
Was Arnold backstage? Did he spend
I
time
mean,
with you guys?
yeah, I mean, I think we didn't get to speak to him personally, but you're at Arnold Schwarzenegger's show, and the dude's walking back and forth by you. I've sat in that audience and listened to Arnold speak, and I was just having this conversation with my father a few weeks ago. We were sitting at the dinner table, and it was when Jack LaLanne passed away, and we were talking, and we're like, man, that's somebody who was an icon. There was somebody who lived what he preached. He really practiced what he preached. He believed in the things he said and what he told people to do, and he lived to be almost 100 years old. He was living proof of his philosophy, and he was so iconic in that sense. And they said, then you look at somebody like Arnold, and I mean, he's just so. I've never been around someone who seems so much larger than life. The way he can fill a room, the confidence he has when he speaks to people, his wit, his sarcasm, his charm, and the fact that he's risen to the top in bodybuilding, in the film industry, in politics. I mean, if he's not the epitome of the American dream, I don't know what is or who is.